Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Nur Fatma and today I will talk about shared service centers and HRIS. Firstly, what is shared service center? Shared service center is the entity responsible for the execution and the handling specific operational tasks such as accounting, human resources, payroll, IT, legal, compliance, purchasing and security. Actually, shared service is the consolidation of business operations that are used by multiple parts of the same organization. For example, services that can be shared among the various business units of a company include finance, purchasing, inventory, payroll, and hiring, etc. And here are some examples of shared service centers. Like central headquarter might control all the hiring for an entire chain of retail stores, and human resources can be an other example of shared service center. Like business capabilities such as human resources are commonly run as a shared service. And shared service centers and HRIS, as we know that first approach is self-service portal to HR administration, and now we are talking about second structural approach to HR administration, which is shared service centers. Shared services is a collaborative strategy whereby staff functions of a firm are concentrated in a semi-autonomous organization and managed like a business unit. Now, what is semi-autonomous organization? Semi-autonomous organization is that which acts independently to some degree and having a degree of self-government. For example, scientists design a semi-autonomous robot, and Hong Kong is a semi-autonomous station of China. In a way of organizing HR activities, typically concentrating administrative activities like forming and maintaining employee records, updating database internally such as sick and maternity leaves, and reviewing and renewing company policies and legal compliances into centralized and commonly shared function. And according to the Powell, shared services centers include HR in 66% of manufacturing and 53% of service companies. And the next point is common elements of shared service centers by Powell. Number one is centralizing and decentralizing of business processes, using economies of scale to reduce unit costs, developing customer relationship models to better meet the needs of customers, concentrating on cost reduction to enhance competitive positioning, deploying quality tools to ensure continuous process improvement. Quality tools such as control charts, histograms, and check sheets. Now here are some principles to embrace when considering the use of shared services centers. Number one is establish a global good vision for the shared service center, and it should be includes its definition and benefits to ensure that business units losing functions are willing to make the commitment to transfer their work. And the second one is identify leaders in all affected groups, because it is necessary to sponsor the shared service center's vision, promote the center's values to the organization, and serve as a responsible change agent. And the third one is support transparency regarding who, what, when, and where, because transparency is essential to building the trust needed to initiate and maintain the center's effectiveness. And next is conduct initial and ongoing customer values and requirements meeting to build trust, establish performance and service expectations, and solve problems, because implementing jointly acceptable measures facilitates shared services centers success and internal customer satisfaction. The last one is focus on viewing the shared service centers process in the context of the overall business function. For this, examine the process behind each function from end to end. Now, here are some values of shared service centers. First is insight, enhance financial performance. Here, value added by analyzing data to increase revenue and decrease cost. And number two is simplification, efficiency, scope, scale, expansion, customer care efforts. In this point, values added by assuring positive customer experience. And number three is reliability, effectiveness, cost reduction, quality, and compliance. Here, value is added by meeting customer needs at a competitive cost, minimizing risks and losses. These are some potential services for shared service centers like application development, help desk, management operation, training, real estate management, management building, security management, sales and marketing, and teleordering. Advantages of shared service centers for HR administration. Number one is consolidate HR tasks and software. When a company expands rapidly, leaders often find a fair amount of redundancy in HR department. In some instances, work is duplicated over several people of different departments, and sometimes these different entities are using different softwares to manage the same task. By consolidating these tasks and software under on HR shared team, most companies will see an increase in efficiency and cost saving. Optimize HR operational efficiency. Under shared service strategy, tasks can be transferred to people within the HR hierarchy. One example is payroll processing, and the next one is continuity. Continuity is a big deal as companies continue to expand. HR shared service strategy allows for processes to undertake in the same way each time. Internal resources can focus on strategic tasks. Employing an HR shared service approach allows for companies to focus on more strategic tasks such as talent management, human capital development, recruitment, and retention, and the development and retention of the talent pool. Developing an intelligent talent pool help to build a better business and increase positive business outcomes. Increase employee experience. Fostering positive interaction between employees and HR supports is a better employee experience across the organization. Saves money. Moving HR to shared service strategy is an investment, saving time on redundant tasks, enable HR to spend more time on strategic tasks, which leads to higher return on investment. And the last one is increases customer satisfaction because combining the transactional responses into a single business unit encourages the unit to focus on customer satisfaction. And here are some disadvantages of shared service centers. First is one size does not fit all. As now we can understand that shared service is all about consistency. One process may be productive for several entities under a company, but not all. So shared services can negatively impact one part of the business while helping another. The technology doesn't always meet the centralization criteria. Not all technology functions support centralization. It can also negatively impact company growth and development. And the third one is some HR responsibilities are shifted to non-administrative employees. Because when companies begin to centralize human resources, then sometimes of some the responsibilities get shifted to non-HR or non-administrative employees. This can be very easily negatively impact the business. The cost saving don't always materialize because if a company decides to centralize its recruitment function by using a specific vendor, it may work for some parts for the company but not all. The result is an increased time to fill lower quality candidates and a potential delay in work. And Shared service centers can lead to depersonalization and unanticipated power shift in organization also. Because, for example, combining financial and HR transactions in a single center may lead to reduced emphasis on HR transaction. And now at the end, a shared services approach to human resources is not good for everyone. It's not bad for everyone either. Applying this approach requires some real thought into what company leadership is trying to accomplish. If the plan is to centralize the services offered by HR in a company with similar subsidiaries and or entities, an HR shared services approach would likely work. If the company deals with different niche or specialized workforces, an HR shared services approach may not work. It was all about shared services center.